Every self-improvement video tells you the exact same thing. Wake up earlier, have more discipline, stop making excuses. The problem with that advice is it assumes that your habits are failing because you are weak. They're not. They're failing because of math. I trade futures, and the thing that took me the longest to understand is not what you would think. It's not chart patterns, it's not indicators, it was risk management. And about 4 months ago, I realized that I was making the exact same mistake in my life that I used to make on my trading account. So today I want to walk you through that mistake because I believe that it explains exactly why your habits keep collapsing, and it has nothing to do with willpower. When you start trading, you think the goal is to be right. Pick the right direction, get the big win, boom, now you're rich. This is exactly how new traders blow their accounts. They take one trade, size it huge because they are sure this is the one, and even if they're sometimes right, they still end up broke. Because the size of the position is what kills you, not the direction. Now look at how most people approach self-improvement. They decide that they're going to change their life, and on Monday morning, they're waking up at 5 a.m., they're starting that new gym routine, they're starting the new diet, they're not gonna get on their phone until noon, they're taking cold showers, they're gonna read 3 chapters every day. A total overhaul, all at once on one day, acting like this is the time that everything is going to change. That's an oversized position. You're putting everything on this one trade, and if one bad day, one missed workout happens, your whole account is wiped. Not because you're undisciplined, but because you oversized the bet from the start. Here's the motto I want to give you instead of just be more disciplined. Treat your habits like positions, not bets. A bet is a win or lose. It's all or nothing, and your ego is attached to the outcome. But a position is something that you size deliberately, and you expect sometimes you will lose, and you account for that before it happens, not after. Discipline is what most people reach for after they have already blown the account, but risk management is what stops you from blowing the account in the first place. That is the actual shift. In trading, position sizing means that you never risk more of your account than you can absorb in one trade, even if you are really confident, because confidence does not translate into certainty, and the market does not care what you thought was going to happen. And trust me, I've learned this from experience. Translate that to your life. Don't risk your entire routine on one habit. If you're starting a new gym routine, that is the trade. Don't also try to overhaul your sleep and your diet and your phone usage and your reading all on day one. That's not 5 individual trades. That is one massive oversized bet wearing 5 different costumes. Instead, size it down. Pick the one habit that if you stuck with for 90 days would move the needle the most. Run that as your only position for the next few weeks and leave everything else the same. And look, that is not lack of ambition. That's understanding that an oversized bet does not get you there faster. It just increases the chance that you blow your whole account. Every serious trader has a stop loss. This is a predetermined point that you decide if this gets hit, I'm out of the trade. There's no revenge trading. It's no hopping back in. It's no I'll hang on a little bit longer. Once that place is hit, you are out. The stop loss is not failure. It is what keeps one bad trade from blowing your whole account. Most people don't have a stop loss on their habits. They miss one day in the gym, and instead of just starting brand new tomorrow, like you should, they say, oh, well, I already broke the streak. And then that leads into becoming a full missed week. And then since you missed last week, there's no point to try and start again now. So then you just stop altogether. That's a trader who lost 2%, and instead of just backing off and cutting your losses for the day, you double down out of frustration and blow your whole account. And yes, I know this one from experience too. You need a personal stop loss rule. Mine is simple. 1 missed day happens, but 2 does not. That's it. 1 slip doesn't get to define the entire account. It gets logged and I move on to the next day. Last one, and I think this is the one that matters most long term. In trading, you don't need to be right most of the time. You need an edge, a small statistical advantage that applied consistently over hundreds of trades compounds into something real. A win rate of 55% with proper risk management beats out the genius with a 90% win rate that blows their accounts on the other 10. This is the part of self-improvement content that doesn't get said out loud. You don't need a perfect routine. You need a slightly better than even routine that you run for 2 years without quitting. A gym session at 60% effort done consistently over years will always beat out the person who went for 9 days with the perfect routine. The edge is not in intensity. It's whether the thing can survive going through a bad week. That's the whole model. Small positions, defined stop losses, and a consistent edge applied over a long enough time frame. This is not meant to be a hype video. This is me telling you what actually works in the market and outside of it. So if your habits keep collapsing, stop asking, how do I become more disciplined? And instead ask, what position am I oversized in right now? Chances are there's one habit that you've stacked 5 costumes on with no stop loss, and you're betting everything on being perfect. Size it down, give it a real stop loss, and let it compound. If this reframe landed for you, subscribe. I'm building this channel around the real mechanics of self-improvement, not the recycled stuff that you see other people say on repeat. And if you want to see how I actually size my positions in trading, let me know. I can make a video on that as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.